question mark on my head. Like, I'm still kind of wondering. Not the biggest fan right now. Like, it can be nice. You have some healing auras playing tag right now, but I don't know about how much you can really get done here. Like, getting creep early, Scam is really good at the micro. They are being aggressive up top here to get the stun off onto FBZ. Hyde getting some hits off, trying to build up the Jingu. Not really able to tank through the damage from those treants coming out with the Blightstone out on FBZ. So a lot of minus armor at work. Gonna end up being a 2-for-2 in the bounties and a 3-for-1 actually in Talon's favor. But we'll take a look at that top lane for a second. Savage on the Elk with Hyde on the Monkey with Tim's on his Rubik once more. And FBZ on the NP. How do you feel about this lane coming out for either side?
I kind of like that the Alchemist gets to go up against Nature's Prophet, because then you can just farm with treants. They give you all that like maximum bonus gold. Once he has a few points in Grievous Greed, but it might be a little annoying for 23 Savage at the beginning. And Hyde as well. Like you can see, he walks in. There's treants. There's 2 ranged heroes. 23 Savage is just spamming out the unstable concoction because they're having a little bit of issues. This lane will get easier. It might take us to level 6 for 22 Savage to sort of be able to farm safely. Well, not farm safely, but feel comfortable. Hyde. Oh my god, look at this.
Jeez. It's just constantly spamming out, and so is Savage with the unstable concoction. FBZ kind of isolated, does block Hyde a little bit, but Savage gets first blood. He's ignoring creep wave, just farming the heroes. Is out of mana, but has enough for another unstable. He's just used that back-to-back every time it's off cooldown.
Yes, and that's them a very nice kill here. And I feel like Boom a little bit too aggressive. They know that they have like this aggressive range heroes they're trying to harass, but they get a little too excited. Talon punishes them for that.
They're going again. Savage, another unstable, not the longest duration this time. Hyde should still be able to get his Jingu up, and he will. And Tim's is back to low HP, forced to salve out early. Lots of resources expended here from Boom up top. Keep Tim's in. Is there a point where Boom can maybe play a little bit more with FBZ and Tim's? I mean, you mentioned maybe early levels for Talon aren't great, but they've been doing a fine job just with unstable.
Yeah, the spam that he's been able to do from from Savage is really good. And I mean, that's how I thought it'd be. I thought they'd be able to sort of harass them a little bit more. 23 Savage has only got 4 CS though, so it's not too bad. FBZ has it, but I think the Alchemist is the one who needs the CS just a little bit more.
Again, he has kind of bypassed the acid spray, so no great wave clear for Savage here. Still a lot of control from Boom in terms of the CS. Well, let's see how the other lanes fare. Savage charging up another unstable. Not going to be finding the range for anyone, though. So just not really landing that one. Still some time to look at the other lanes here. Automo down mid. Mikado on the Pango once more. Up against Yopaj on the Invoker. Again, not a matchup we see too often, but Yopaj has been playing a lot more of that Invoker. Do you give the advantage to either side here?
I like the Pangolier. I also think that even if they just draw even, Pangolier will be happy because he gets level 6, he can make off space. Yopaj, he needs to get the earn, and he's just Invoker takes a bit of time to get online. So I'm happy to see what Mikado is doing with the Pangolier. On lane though, KP, he is very far out of experience rate, only level 2, Jackboy is level 2 as well. He's denying on KP's side, but at the same time he can't actually go close. Very dangerous for Yopaj. Let's see, dropped a little bit.
Just trading back and forth a bit. That bot lane still a bit painful for KP. Jackie does have the clear for the Eidolon, so he can't even use the Eidolons to kind of shore up some farm here on KP. A bit of an early TP out from Q onto the mid. Looking for a play onto Yopaj. Rebound ready. Dispose is there as well, but the Tornado cuts them off. Still has the Dispose though. Onto Yopaj. Mikado not getting the damage he needs. Does have the Swatch. He's starting to drop low and is going to be sacrificed, but here comes Hyde early on with a rotation. Invis tossed out. They do drop the sentry. Still keeping chase. They find Yopaj isolated. 3 cut from Yopaj. Let's slow this down. And I lose a lot of packets there. They lose Hyde as well. Mikado still on the run. Wants 2 more hits. Can he get them? Is netted up. And the rotation from Talon a bit too greedy. Boom with a response saves Yopaj.
A little early going in with the Marci right there. Q jumps in before Hyde's ready, and they lose 3 people. Yopaj. I mean, we said I said Invoker would have a sort of slower lane, but you give him 3 kills like that, he's gonna be very happy. A little bit too aggressive from Talon's side.
Look at Yopaj now, halfway to 6. Great level lead over Mikado. That early roll not going to be coming out anytime soon. Q still hanging around, rebounds once more, but the Tornado EMP is there. That will force Talon back. Pressure onto Yopaj just not panning out. There's pressure onto KP here as well. Held back, taken away by Jackie. The Enigma just off to that slow start,
FBZ?
but you could argue the same for FBZ. He's dropping low up top. Not quite enough to get the kill. Savage is recovering in that top Alchemist at the least.
I mean, the fact that Booming Sport has a 1,000 gold lead, 5 minutes in against the Alchemist lineup, means that Talon is really doing that, like really suffering in this lane right now. One thing that Hyde needs to be careful of is whenever he comes to use just because your nature storm dropping down could be a big problem for him. He's coming top though.
Looking to be aggressive, but that mobility is scouted out with Treants. Not going to be able to get too aggressive here onto FEZ. Down mid, we do see a little bit of a runaround here from Skem, using that Holy Persuasion really well with his creep army. Farming out the small camp, cutting off Mikado's source of farm, and just getting some good roots off with the creeps. So, again, just getting the aggression you'd want to see from Chen. His early impact has been great. There is a scan out from Talon. They do spot FBZ in that jungle. Are they going to try to make a play? Hyde scouting out. Rebound again, ready on Q. You see FBZ. Are they enough with just the 2 supports here? Doesn't look like they'll fully commit. It's down mid. They're jumping onto Mikado. Cold snap there. EMP as well. No swash, but does have the shield crash up top. So Mikado is going to be safe. They still are surrounding, but they secured a regen rune for Yopaj. Should be feeling great for that. And again, just emphasizing mid, playing really well with his early aggression. Even FBZ showing up for that shove in.
Still not level 6. She did level 6. It's just
Radiant structure.
KP rooted up. Holy Persuasion as well. Gets the Malphus, but Savage showing up. Tornado does cut him off. Can he actually use this unstable concoction? No, he cannot. Cut off the aggression, but that's so many heroes showing up to stop that. It's 5 heroes from Talon on mid, freeing up the side lanes in a big way for Boom.
I mean, Jack Boys is ahead in terms of net worth of the 22 Savage Alchemist. That is not something you expected to see at all. And that's pretty damn risky. But Talon Esports moving 23 Savage to try to defend mid lane. Yeah, it's an important tower, but just cost them so much time and so much momentum. Boom really feeling it right now.
Rewarded.
They're just getting that aggression they want here on Boom, forcing these movements out, taking control. Now they isolate KP. They know no one's around KP once more. Tims is ready here, along with Skem. Hammer thrown out by Jackie, not really able to gap close. But this Enigma has had such a rough game. Bottom network core barely above Skem's Chen right now. The build up, it just doesn't feel like it will come out fast enough. It looks like a raid pack is lined up for KP. But it's already a tough Enigma game, right? Like, as we've been talking about throughout the draft, like, Tims is there with a Rubik. It just doesn't feel like KP's game will get any easier as this game scales on.
And also, it does feel like maybe this might be one of those Blink Dagger games. I know he wants the raid pack, it's a great item. It gives you extra damage, versus the enemy's damage, it's just a big target, but you might need the the Blink Dagger, so you can actually jump and catch the Rubik. You know, it's like walking in slowly with just boots might make it very easy for Tims to steal the black hole.
Do want to try to lock down. FBZ does rotate back onto the mid. Has this level 6 up, level 3 Nature's Call already. So they can get that push going once more with a Frost Armor as well to play with from Skem. Mikado and Hyde holding this mid. We spot Q out on the side. We'll be able to find that Marci, no problem. So a bit of a slower game for Q here as well. Still managing to get that shove in down mid. FBZ, again, just confident enough to show up early. Tower doesn't take too long to push down with the damage on FBZ. Even Skem again just coming in to ensure. So very early mid to take, 8.5 minutes in. It's going to cut off a lot of control Talon wants to maintain with the Alchemist.
Well, remember you were talking about how you don't like the Chen or Skem. I'm not a big fan of it as well, but if you go with that, you build some aura items, you go, you have the creeps, you have the Nature's Prophet, suddenly it makes a lot more sense with that fast push lineup. So we talked about like late game, I still think Talon can take it. They do have the Alchemist with the Enigma, it's just very strong. But Boom, very fast paced, already take that mid tier 1. While theirs is just full HP.
Yeah, just no shove in coming out from Talon, and they're just kind of forced to respond. They've got 2 really slow side laners, Alk and the Enigma. Just doesn't feel like they're going to be able to make some plays just yet. You do have the black hole ready on KP. Again, no angle. Bit of a clump up here, looking at Savage. Still trying to farm that small camp, but everyone's coming out from Boom. No Podge around as well with the ghost form up. Not going to be able to find Savage. Does back off in the nick of time. Hyde hanging the tree line as well.
Oh, he knows.
And it does cop the Ghost Walk as well. So they know Yopaj is playing. They drop the sentry.
Radiant
Yopaj maybe backing off and Savage just TPs away. This could be a free objective for Boom to find. As they have committed, but they're dodging out with the Alch at the least.
Yeah, well, I mean, trying to he's staying alive, and that's kind of that's the most important thing. Meanwhile, Mikoto's top lane as well. Those high. Do they want to take a fight here? They spot Yopaj. They have the detection on the Monkey King. If they want to go for it. They need to make a move at some point, though. They're just posturing right now.
Force out the tornado. Tower is still set to fall. Fortify is out. Mikado is not keen. Just 2 against 2 heroes here. 3 hanging in the side. Just not going to be comfy enough. Boom going to find themselves under 3 tower to take. This Talon has no response as of yet. This pace of game, again, you mentioned Talon wanting to take it later. Is Boom finding enough to kind of deny that late game of Talon here?
Yes, they're doing like what they need to. They are pushing the lanes pretty hard. They took the mid as well as the top, and now you see 23 Savage. He's like, I can, the only really safe farm I have is the triangle. We might see Boom considering going to the bottom lane, or they might just push, try to get tier 2 just to close out the map. It is shrinking a little bit for 23 Savage. And the other 2 cores are also struggling. Mikoto not so much, but KP is a little bit behind right now. And he does have the Vlads. I don't know if this is the item that you need this game. We'll see if it if the Wraith Pact, gives him the space he needs later on.
It does feel like it's gonna have to be that, because just leaving it at Vlad's, it's not gonna be too impactful. So see if KP gets that time he wants. Smoke out from Boom though. Yopaj scouting around with Tim's onto Savage. They do manage to find Tornado EMP along with Solar Guardian here. Jack is ready to play, and they just burst down Savage. No protection for the Elk. And Talon caught with their pants down, not able to do much about that.
Yeah, I mean, we just said that, right? We said they took the 2 tier 1s. That means that only the only place 23 Savage wants to play is this triangle. And then they just smoke up there. So Boom, they just read the plan from Talon perfectly. They're like, all right, we know where he's going to be, because there's only one place he can go to. They do have some decent vision, but Tims drops a sentry, takes away their observer as well. They have 2 wards. Sorry, they have observer ward on for Boom Resource on Talon's triangle.
We've got great scouting there as to where Savage might want to farm. And looks like Talon, the name of the game's just stalled. 6-1 so far. Getting encircled there. Hyde scouting around on the Monkey. Not able to do too much to play just yet. Just going to be farming up. Q still working onto his Blink. Maybe that's a timing Talon can play with, as we've seen before. Echo Saber already up in Jackie here. Dawnbreaker's starting to hit a lot harder, building up into the Luminosities a lot quicker as well.
Okay, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they can do with this Blink dagger on Q, like you're mentioning, because I was thinking that they might need a Blink on. Oh well, it doesn't matter. They might have a fight here. Eidolon stolen, and Yopaj is trying Q.
They managed to hammer him down. They cut the tree line of Hyde as well with KP. Midnight Pulse. Wukong still coming out, but Hyde is already low. Set for dead is dropped off. KP follows as well. And Talon just avoiding as much as they can, but giving Boom these openings to work the map. Bot tower gonna go down next. Fortify forced out. Buying space for the Elk, but so much of the map is just shrinking.
It's so telegraphed when the Enigma doesn't have a Blink dagger. It's just so obvious. It's like, oh guys, there he is. We see him. He walks in, you can see he's gonna do a black hole, and your fight says, just throw a tornado. I don't have to worry about you coming out of nowhere. So, and I'm guessing they want to use the Q Blink dagger to sort of solve that problem. Maybe we catch one, and then keep shit out of nowhere, but it's too awkward. They kind of need this Blink dagger from KP. It's very close to the Wraith Pact though, only about a couple hundred gold away, then maybe we'll work towards it.
Yeah, starting to build up, and they have stalled out enough for Savage to at least have that Radiance up going into the BKB next. And Boom's done a great job of just blocking off the camps though. Large camp block along with the Ancient, so a lot of resources Hyde will have to invest to open up that jungle once more. He does not have an additional sentry for the large camp. And Boom, without opening, just goes straight into Roche. They've got the damage coming through. With their lineup, they don't need too much with a lot of summons. No black hole to counteract this from Talon, and Roche will just fall to the creep army. The Zoom-mate is still there. Scan is out though. Talon are sort of in position to try, but it's a tough one to angle into.
It's a very quiet game from Mikoto, by the way. He's got 1 death, and that's it. That's his whole game so far. level 10, so they're just not really involved right now. They're not really involved so far. It is a 23 Savage show, but I feel like Talon's given a... Not given, but sorry, Boom's just been able to take so much out of the map. I don't know if 23 Savage is going to have enough space. Which is what, you know, it's a great game plan by Boom.
Yeah, they're just forcing them to go all in on the Elk. And they still maintain that network lead against the Elk. A 2k above for Savage on everyone else, but a 2k lead overall for Boom with how slow everyone else has had here. Mainly on the supports, like Q and Hyde. Very, very poor in comparison to Tims and Scam. So if you're not getting that build-up you want. Clump up top. Mikado just trying to clear out the creep wave. Does look like he's saving up for his ults here for the chain stuns. We'll have that in short order, but this push from Boom. They've got some wave clear in Talon, but it doesn't feel like they're really able to do much.
Mikado, silence.
Orchid out.
Radiant's courier has been
PC does manage to spot him with the treants, and Mikado is just stuck. No BKB, no ults up, is taken away.
Dire's top tower.
Boom should be able to find that tier 2 up top with no concession. Talon just unable to do much. They forced the fortify out. And stalling it out just a little bit, but the next creep wave is here. The army's still around. Scam even smokes up to save his own creeps. And they'll just get straight to it.
I like what they did with the Aegis, by the way. They gave it to Yopaj, not to Jack Boy, because they're like, alright, Yopaj's going to be usually the front line. He's either going to walk in, you know, with his ghost walk. If he dies, it's, you know, we want him to have a second life. Whereas Jack Boy is going to enter the fight a bit later with the Solar Guardian. He's not as threatened. So very nice sort of prioritization. Plus, I think Dawnbreaker is going to have the BKB delivered momentarily.
Savage on the firing line here. Yopaj sees him. No BKB just yet. Didn't manage to catch him out fully. The Orchid is there. Solar Guardian out as well, and Savage is taken out. Hyde still trying to fix up the situation with Wukongs. Isn't really able to help. Trying to dodge out. Tree line isn't cut. So Hyde does manage to run away. Savage, just unfortunate timing. BKB on the courier, doesn't find it in time. KP does have Black Hole, but they don't have the Follow Rune. They do find Tims for the Eidolons. That is something, with KP still in danger here. Jackie pops the BKB. Chase down KP. Should be able to find him with the Starbreaker. 2 for 1. Great trade for Boom, as they're just taking control in this game.
Well, I mean, we did say Yopaj probably be able to hunt down the Alchemist. He did, but...
Hunting down for more. They find Q with FBZ taking in. Orchid just paying dividends here for FBZ. So much activity on this Nature's Prophet, and not much of an answer from Talon. 3k lead for Boom now, 12-2. If you have an Elk and you're behind by that much, it just doesn't feel good.
No, it's because you're behind by a lot more than 3k, realistically, you know, because I want Alk's skills just to give you more gold, and the fact that he's not be able to do anything with that, it's tough. He's going to go for the Blink Dagger. I feel like he's not going to be able to really fight until he has the Salt Cuirass. Blink Dagger will help a lot. They might just want to wait for the Salt Cuirass. Then we'll have to be like, we'll know, did they make enough space for on Talon's side to give 23 Savage a fair game, or was it just like Boomies was just too aggressive? Because they got tier 2 top points ready. They just get so much map control on their side.
Yeah, they've shut down a lot of this map, and we haven't even seen any big steals from Tims in comparison to game 1. He hasn't needed to. They just run down. They've got an amazing creep army to play with Scam. They've got the sustain coming through as well, which is actually showing up on that Chen. We haven't even seen a big hand of God. They're just not able to rip through on the side of Talon. And a 5k lead for Boom. Things are getting very dire for Talon here. But Boom, they're looking great. Bouncing back after game 2. The army can place down on KP as well. Raid Pack is up to stall a bit, but not going to be living through this one. Although finding the opportunity to get the stun onto Yopaj. They get the unstable concoction, but Savage is trapped up. Long Blade on cooldown. Held back. Solar Guardian coming through here as well. Should still find Yopaj, but he still had Aegis. Jackie rips through onto Q. Looking for more secondary life from Yopaj. Silence out. Under Pang with the stun out onto FBZ. Hand of God is out. Oh, Mikado just melts to the output. You can't even find FBZ in the end. And Talon just lose everything. They take Aegis, but it was about to expire anyway.
Yeah, and by the way, you saw the heal coming out from Chen, keeping the FBZ alive. 23 Savage. He's forced to fight. He's got Radiance and DK. That's just not enough right now. But he's forced to sort of fight because they're like, alright, we're just losing too much space. Where is KP on the Blink Dagger? He's actually not going for it. He's going for the Aether Res first. I am very scared. He has a Tumbler's toy, which is like sort of a mini Blink Dagger, but you need like a, you know, 3 Tumbler toys all wrapped in one if you want to use that.
Yeah, it's just not allowing him to take these fights in the way that Talon might prefer. And it just doesn't leave him with good initiation. Like, Mikado can try to come in, he only has the Yules, his output isn't that great, going for the Maelstrom next. Just gets blown apart if he is focused down. Savage, he's in the front line, no BKB here. Might get taken out, they get the stun off onto Tims. Trying to get damage onto Skem, the rolls out, just bouncing around the cliffside, not finding anyone. They do find Skem, can they get this kill? It's gonna be the third kill of the game for Talon, they do manage to find it. Now KP still looking for the angle for the black hole, is silenced up, might be able to find it. They should be able to find FPZ as well. No Yopaj on the run. They only have sentries, no dust. That is probably the first favorable fight for Talon, but even then it looks pretty damn awkward to make happen.
To be fair, they didn't have to use the black hole, so they were kind of okay with it. I thought for sure KP was going to get a black hole both Yopaj and FBZ, but a very quick orchid from KP saved Yopaj's life. Still has to do guys in the end. It's a good move for Talon. Like, they are happy with what just happened, and they are happy that they saved the black hole as well. Makes it very awkward now for Boom Esports. Do they want to fight? Yeah, we'll see. But check out Skem's farm, 6,300. KP is only 7,000 farm. This is a very farm chin. He's actually going for a pipe, which negates a lot of the damage from the Radiance, and he already has the mech. So, Chen, particularly core in this game.
He's been playing really well. That early presence out from Skem to show up mid. His micro's been on point. They catch out KP once more. He manages to Tumbler's toy away in time. Huge jumping in. It's going to be the sacrifice here. They still find something for their efforts. Hyde still keeping an eye out, but shouldn't have anyone to follow up from him.
Check out what's
trying to stall.
23 Savage went for. He decided not to go for the Blink Dagger or the Self Crane, instead going for the Heart. Just want to have as much health as possible, as much regen as possible. That is interesting. There is no Spirit Vessel on the enemy side, by the way. Yopaj never upgraded it. And 23 Savage is like, oh, okay. You guys are going to have damage issues then. Might as well take advantage of that.
He is going to be a lot tankier with that up. You do have good physical coming out, though, with the Desolator on Jackie, so the Dawnbreaker can still be a massive burst issue right in front of you, despite all that HP. Not much armor on the Alchemist to kind of deal with that. And see if it will pay off, as it is 16-4 with a 6k lead for Boom. Still looking like a great game for them, and Talon still playing on the back foot. KP working onto the tracks. Do you expect it to be the Blink next for KP? You've been talking about it a lot here, Otto. Will the Blink be here, or does he feel like a BKB first?
Maybe he feels like BKB first. Oh,
Hyde jumps into the cliff spot, is spotted, but Mikado does roll up with the Blink. They still take out Hyde, but they might find Yopaj. Instant BKB though. It's going to be standing still right there. Heart's fully done on Savage, living through a lot of this. Has his own BKB ready to go. It doesn't quite pop it. Pops it now. No. Chasing down Skem. Not going to be able to find it. KP in the side. Black Hole just instantly cancelled. And now the fight's falling apart. Stolen Black Hole on Tim's, ready to go. And the side of... Oh no, Savage couldn't even TP out. The cold snap is there, and the Alchemist not tanky enough to live through this damage. Is gonna fall.
Oh, did you see what happened with KP? Or because I think you might have been focused on a different area. He actually, like, he countered Rubik with his stun. Rubik had Solar Guardian on him. KP was like, I'm gonna get a Black Hole on both, you know, Jack Boys as well as Tim's. But he was still inside the Solar Guardian when he started his Black Hole. So Jack Boys just shows up, stuns him, gets the kill. Top lane Q was also gonna fall. KP, that was kind of a big opening for him right there.
Oh boy. Lose Mikado as well. Tim's blows out that stolen Black Hole, and Talon 21 to 5, 10k behind. This looks like a repeat of game 1. I'm just not able to put that much of contestation to what Boom's doing at the moment. They're still all in on this Elk, but even that lead Savage had, it's narrowed with Jackie. 15k on Jackie, 16k on the Elk. It's not shaping up.
No, but there's still a chance for Talon. Like, this is not over by any... I mean, I don't want to say by any stretch of it. That's not over. There's still a couple of good fights left for Talon. It all comes down to if you can get a good Black Hole, maybe a good roll in by the Pangolier. They almost killed Yopaj there. A couple just that roll coming in sooner could have The kill was done very
Dire's
differently.
middle tower has
A
fallen.
12k behind with the Alchemist lineup. It's a big ouch.
It is a big ouch right now for Talon. Still have the AC queued up for Savage, but look at Boom, just positioning in that jungle, taking the higher ground, cutting off any source for Talon to farm on, and just shutting them down. This lineup of Talon feels like it needs so much gold on the Enigma, on the Alchemist to really be big. Even the Pangolier, just with the Blink Yules, it doesn't feel enough. Mikado's not durable, even with the shield crash, and I don't know, if you're Talon right now, do you just bank on the high ground defense? They're actually just going to go for a smoke. Black Hole's still on cooldown. They want to find that opening. Roshan is back up. Boom isn't going in there as well. And they smoke on smoke.
Smoke on smoke.
Awkward situation. Q. Smoke pops first, but Mikado gets to roll in. Interrupts Jackie. Dispose is still there. Wukong's out from high. Can they actually handle the Dawnbreaker? Savage managing to focus in. BKB is popped and heal is there from Skem. They lose Q. Pop some big spells. But nothing too much being taken. Talon misses out on an opportunity once more.
That's an interesting strategy by Talon, by the way. They want to use Q to sort of do all the catch for them because 20 Savage did not go for Blink Dagger, neither did KP. And Mako does have Blink Dagger, but you don't want to be the first rolling in generally. So their catch is on their support. It's really very tough for Q to play this game. He's at what, 0-7 at this point, relying sort of, he's like, I got Blink disposed, but most of the time he just can't do it because they have no vision. It's a very tough game for the Marci. It's very Q has to do a lot. He has to do arguably the most difficult job for his team, just to catch the enemy.
And it's not like he has that Atrial Lens just yet. He doesn't have something like the Keen Optic as well to improve range on Dispose. So catching people out is tough. Mikado being surrounded here. FEZ does come in with the Orchid, does manage to swash away, but does not have a quelling on hand. It does have the Yules to kind of separate, but lifted up. Dispose is there, but Q's gonna be sacrificed, and they find Hyde on the back. So they already find a kill. Talon's forced to back off once more, and Boom's just playing as such a coordinated unit of 5. Again, Roshan is open, straight in Jackie goes.
Alchemist is again close to the assault twist. Yeah, the Alchemist is a threat. He is a threat, but they are maintaining, like, controlling fight well. He's actually keeping a quelling blade because he knows that this makes his profit start for him. I like that a lot. Like the way he's like, oh man, even at this point of the game, Sprout's an issue.
And that's without the level 20 talent coming out from FBZ as well. Once that's up, you need a 4-staff on top of that as well. And it's just a tough time for Talon so far. But again, Boom is playing around his top jungle with the Aegis up. With that Shard going to Jackie. He's got spell immunity on that Starbreaker now as well. So even more protection for him to do his damage up front. You've got the Blink up on Tim's, along with the Aetherland, so he has a terrifying range on that Dispose he stole. He's gonna have a good range to get out that black hole.
I mean, is under attack.
Talon, it just looks like the circumstances for them to find that opening is tough. KP has his Blink up in 100 gold, so you will have that Blink black hole, but you don't have BKB, you still have to deal with Rubik. It just doesn't feel like the angles for Talon back in are easy. Yopaj trying to look for KP, Solar Guardian on top as well. They are still chasing with FBZ as well, but KP is well and out of there. Dodges out Q, is still here as well. Hugging the tree line for his dear life. And does manage to blink away. Doesn't manage to break the smoke. Still going to be looking for more. But there's that blink on KP.
This is... they're probably gonna get like maybe one good chance to use this. If they you know, like if they lose the next fight, that's kind of overish, but they have like 1 or 2 good chances to have a Blink black hole to win the game. You know what Hyde's doing, by the way? Take care of the couriers, being just a general nuisance on the enemy side. Oh, yeah, just called.
Yeah, and Hyde is just dead. Does buy some space out at the least, but that smoke play is still on from Boom. Does pop on Yopaj, looking around, instantly onto Savage. Immediate black hole out, KP. It gets stolen by Tims, of course, and it's not enough to kill off Yopaj as well. Hand of God is out. BKB saves, roll from Mikado amounts to nothing. And Boom, they've got the black hole now.
Arguably, that's the one time you didn't need the Blink to use the black hole. But yeah, that's very awkward. You just lost sort of your best team fight skill without getting much of it. If you killed your body, would have been great. And now, boom, they're feeling very confident. They're like, what are you guys actually going to do to us right now?
Dire's top tower.
And they just
is
have
under
so much
attack.
damage with Jackie with the Alacrity onto the objectives. Doesn't take too long for that to melt out. Q doesn't manage to get the dispose. Orchid up along with a tornado. Jackie trying to gap close. Q is still alive for now. Sunstrike misses as well. Satanic pop by Jackie to stay alive, but that tier 3 is not going to be alive for
Dire's
long.
top tower has fallen.
They will find first high ground objective of the game here, the Boom said. Helm? They find Hyde, lift back. Starbreaker does miss with a lift, but Hyde still set to fall. Savage can't even gap close. Doesn't have BKB. Trying to go onto Jackie, but doesn't have output. It just doesn't really have damage on the Alch.
No black hole for about 100 seconds as well, which means that that's not going to get any easier for them. However, they can at least losing TPs is fine, losing Raxes, even one is okay, but you just can't afford to lose more than that. 25 to 5. This is 5 kills for Talon, and I just realized they've only got 5 kills this whole game.
They've not been able to get anything off of Boom so far. And just a couple of pickoffs here and there. Got that blink up on Jackie now. So you can just reposition these fights. Age is still standing for a minute and a half. Lots of time to just keep that aggression here. Enough time perhaps to wait for that next black hole in KP, but a smoke is out from Boom. Looking for a move in. They still have that stolen black hole as well on Tim's. They just need to find an angle with his blink. Savage, juicy target up front. They do manage to find Tim's. They get a good stun out with the blue Kongs. Man, Midnight Plus. They sacrifice Q. Savage still dropping low. Not able to spot that BKB. And Mikado's leashed up as well. The tree's broken, but he's still stuck. He can't run. And Jackie just running forward. And still has that Aegis ready, but the Satanic will keep him alive a little bit longer. Starbreaker connects Savage. Not going to be under threat yet. BKB's still running, but the racks are gone.
They're having trouble killing Savage, but they're like, well, we don't need to. Like, he's not the objective. He doesn't even use BKB to stay alive, because there is no Spirit Vessel on the enemy side. KP, where we have 20 seconds left with the black hole. All eyes on black hole. But there's still 20 seconds. Gonna come out roughly the same time as the Aegis.
That could be the big timing Talon needs if they can just wait it out. Jackie being held down. The racks are still melting. 2 sets of racks for Dean to find.
Black hole is up.
Black hole is ready, but they're not able to really do much with it. Boom, back off in the nick of time. Only a few seconds left for Jackie. So they get 2 sets of racks, well at least the ranged racks down mid. 1.5.
They got the less important one in the mid lane, so I mean, Talon, they're on the ropes. They are in a tough situation, but they have the tools to come back from it. They have high providing vision, and they have KP with the black hole. They have a very farmed Alchemist as well. It's all about can they use it.
Hyde! Oh, got hammered down, cut down as well. Is taken away. They find the Monkey King, no buyback on him. Managed to break out in Q before the Sprout comes out. They are just stalling. And the threat of black hole, it's there. The high ground of Talon can be great, but the circumstances to pull it off just feel so tough. BKB next for KP. We're seeing Mikado actually go for the Force Staff just to save out of that Sprout leash. So, full utility on the Pango.
And one other thing is that Talon kind of had the wards, and he put them all the way on the enemy side. So they're actually not getting benefits from the warding on this aggressive
Dire's
warding.
middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah, they're not able to play under that vision as they're just under pressure on the high ground. Jackie again just going up, has the Titan Sliver as well. Going to be a little bit harder to hold him down. Output goes higher. Starbreaker just kind of walks up there.
360 health by the Dawnbreaker every time she gets a Luminosity crit for her and for everyone around her as well. So that's just massive. Curls rolling in.
Roll up, does manage to land a one-time on Jackie along with the lift back on Dispose. They're still not dropping that black hole. They're being very cautious. Dropping everything. Hand of God is there to heal from Jackie when he pops that Satanic, but Starbreaker is huge and KP's gone. Has the buyback. They hold back Savage with a Sprout. Still trying to find an angle back in here, but aren't able to do so. Prevent losing anymore, although Savage trying to get held back. Still has a BKB, isn't able to use it yet. Isn't popping it. Might have to pop it soon. Does pop it on. Rage will fade. Savage is going to be forced back with a buyback on KP. They have the black hole on Talon's end, but Boom will play it safe.
Forcing out that buyback on KP. By the way, huge play by Yopaj. She's like, why are we waiting for black hole? We could just kill him, you know? We don't have to steal it every time, Tims. They can't bring down 23 Savage. They are having problems with this, but he's actually not able to dish out the damage. So he's just not exactly a tank. He's sort of a big, I don't know, body without arms. You know, just kind of flailing at people. Can't punch him away. You can't kick him away, but he also doesn't do anything to you. It's the KP can't get the catch on. Mikoto's basically not having a game this game, and the supports like these are not supports who can do much when they're behind. Hyde can provide vision. Q maybe can catch, you know, save someone else, but these are not supports that give you legitimate stats of that. You know, they're not big stuns or team fight in any sort of way.
It's just tricky. Plumping up on Boom, DD up on Jackie. Output on the Stonebreaker is amazing, and we'll have the, I believe, the Strength Blink up soon. So the Overwhelming is going to be ready, more damage coming through. Better initiation angles for Boom as they fully smoke up. Talon again just held in their high ground. They even have great vision on Talon with the forward wards here. Smoke is out, not spotted by the ward. Immediately broken anyway. Jackie hammering onto Q. Savage forced to run up. Are they going to find the angle? Trying to go for Tim's first. Glimmer Cape does save for now as Hyde is set to fall as well. Buyback on Q. Still looking for something to work. Savage is isolated by himself and still has a BKB. Gets disposed by Tim's. That range is insane. And they find Mikado as Savage is held in the middle. Doesn't even get the BKB. Is taken away. No buyback. KP and around. And the GG is called. Talon will have to play through lower bracket. Boom going into the finals for the qualifier in spectacular fashion. A little bit of a back and forth of game one.